Hey, I'm back. So I stopped and started. Let's draw the 3 cards. All right, so this is the one we don't like. Germans exposed. So if they're proximate to a German stack with situational strength of 2 or less. I have no units that are situational strength of 2 or less. So they're not doing anything. So we're gonna skip that one. At least not up near them. Okay, the next one is move. Not adjacent to a supplied German unit. Move to an unoccupied VBX, Move to an unoccupied property, If none, move adjacent to the nearest German unit. If more than one, nearest to the forward direction. Okay, so this is getting tougher because we're behind them and we're in front of them. This one is already next to a German unit. And this situation only applies to a stack that's not adjacent to a German unit that's supplied. Remember, it's only this 5th core with the purple. So they're all adjacent to supplied German units. So therefore, none of them do anything. Withdraw under fire. If the unit is surrounded or in danger of surround, and proximate or adjacent to a hex in allied communication, move to a hex in allied communication, ignoring German zone of controls. In the first hex entered, move additional hexes if able, with preference given to a hex from which allied supply can be traced. Then a direction closest to the withdrawal direction. Stop upon entering hex not in danger of surround. Okay, there's a few here. He is now in danger of surround, so he's going to withdraw. That is good news. So this move we just did, see, this is, I did not realize that my strategy was actually going to pay off like this. But this is actually how you play the game. I mean, I'm starting to realize this is an important strategy to the game. Rather than trying to bust through the river, just get behind them like this, put some pressure. If I move to here, they're in danger of surround. However, I can't move to there because of zone control. So let's not get too excited yet. I could go, this is only 1 movement point for him. So I can go 2 points here, 1 point there. He has no zone of control. So we start with 39 down to 1. So this is important. We got to go in order. So this is 11 and 10. They're not in danger of surround. So they're not going to do anything. This is 8. This is 9 and 7. Okay, starting with unit 9, he's going. It says we get to ignore German zone of control for 1 space. So they're going to go here to ignore their zone of control. So see, me not taking the disruption was huge. Taking those hits was worth it. This is worth it. I'm basically taking territory for free. Money for nothing and the chicks for free here. Okay, so they move here for free, but from here on out though, they have to spend points. They only get to move their movement value. That was a move into a forest hex was 2 movement points. I'm assuming they use their movement points on this. It says that they move until they enter a hex that's not in danger of surround, but I'm assuming that this is up to their movement points, even though it doesn't say it. Okay, so I think most of this language is just because if there was zone of control issues, they wouldn't be able to move anymore, but they can continue moving and their withdrawal direction is here. So this was 2 points. And that's 1 more. So that's his maximum movement that he can do. So now we get to 8, which is this guy. And so is he in danger of being surrounded? He is now no longer in danger of being surrounded. That's what sucks. Because this unit's here, he's exerting a zone of control. We cannot move here yet because this guy has not yet moved. If this guy would have moved first, then we would be able to move here and get him. However, we have to go in order, and this is 39 down to 1, so this guy goes first while he's still there. So this is why the order really matters. So this guy is not going to retreat because he's not in danger of surround right now. This is insane. So he doesn't do anything, but then this one is in danger of surround. So he's going to retreat and go to here. And that now puts him in danger of surround, but it's too late. Isn't that crazy? What a crazy game this is. I still think that was an extremely successful move on our part. We just busted them out of this spot, and that freed up this river crossing for us. Okay, anybody else who hasn't done anything gets an improvement marker. There's nobody else. He already has one, and so this one loses his disruption, or whatever, dispersed, and they do have a lot of zone of control in place, but we did push them back. So now it's our turn. So let's crack a lack. We do have this, and I'm tempted to do it because we got to make our move before he loses his disruption marker. However, this is also a pretty awesome sauce thing to try because that north there is very precarious, and then so is this. We can get some units from up north to do something with this. There is so much to do now all of a sudden. But I think the priority is we want to do this. And I'm trying to think of what is the best thing to do here. Do I march into Bastogne? If I do, I'm rolling a die and a roadblock is very likely going to go here. So I do need to be mindful of that. However, and see, then I'll be forced to stop too, so I won't be able to like reveal the roadblock and then come back and attack. The other thing I can do is just attack and then advance through. I could. The other thing that's happening is this guy's surrounded, so I can maybe get a better attack on this, except I'm going over a river. So there's an issue with that. This guy has 5 movement points, so I can go, this would be, it's 2 to go into a broken space, but it's an extra 1 because of this. So that would be 3 movement points. I can go 4, 5, and roll the die, and it doesn't matter because he won his full movement points anyways. And then this guy can just attack here, and he won't be drawing any cards for combat tactics, and we can just do a battle against 2 very weak guys, and then he can get positioned in such a way that this is now going to be surrounded. I would just go here and have this unit completely surrounded. Oh, I like that plan. So this one will do 3 movement points just to get to there. And 4, 5. Okay, I'm going to leave this one here to help attack this, because I want this to be done. So I'm going to go 4, 5 to there. Let's roll the die, and let's hope we roll high. This will negate that bad luck we had earlier. Oh, yes! Yes! We have no bananas today. That is now wide open. So, with that knowledge, this unit would take, see, he costs 3 movement points to go here too, because this is a zone of control. So that would be 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I don't have enough movement points to get into Bastogne this turn, but I am sitting on a rose right there. They are not, there's going to be no more engineering checks. And assuming that there's no allied interdiction, we go first. I am so excited. We're basically going to get this for free. There's no reserve units, nothing. Oh my gosh. I am super excited about that. So let's resolve this. However, he's not drawing a card because remember, he's dispersed, so he can't benefit from hidden enemy, and he also doesn't benefit from any combat tactics. So we just don't even draw a card for them. We have 7, 10, 14, 18 to 4. So that's what, 4 to 1 odds? I actually thought it was going to be a lot better than that, but it's not. So 4 to 1 odds, and off we go. Let's kick some butt. The minimum chits should be 2. The maximum is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maximum is 6, minimum is 2. So here's 2. The large attack needs how many? I think it needs 7, doesn't it? It needs 7. I think we said ours is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we don't have any combat tactics we played. So this is not going to be a large attack. And there's no air power for either side. So we're going to draw 4 more. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, attacker artillery, defender artillery. Nope. Defender is elite. That is true. We don't have a flank attack. And we don't have 7 to 1, do we? Because he has 4 strength still. 7, 10, 14, 18 to 4. Not a single damn hit on him. Oh, that hurts. Okay, well, that's our turn. So now it's their turn. It's the 8th Corps, and guess who's losing their disruption marker? They're going to activate the 101st Airborne and the 9th Armored Divisions. So let's see. They're in danger of surround, so they are for sure activating. So the 101st are these guys and these guys, and then the 9th Armor way over here. So let's draw 3. And like I said, they have disruption, so that happens no matter what. Okay, fill the gap. Unit proximate to enemy position to which a German unit is also proximate. Okay, so this one might turn into something. So they're going to move to the position. If more than one choice, they're going to pick the highest HV. This one is... See, they have to preserve the line, avoid surround, and protect BP. Okay, so this one is filling a gap, if you will. So he has to preserve the line. These ones are in danger of being surrounded, but that's not why they're moving. They're going to move to an empty position to which a German unit is also proximate. And what they're talking about are these kind of positions. So let me, this or this. With zone of control, we have, this is the only place they can move. And so one of their movement points would have to be to here, and then where else would they go? They have nowhere to go. So they don't have the ability to move. This movement points of these guys stinks. Now there is an armored unit here that could go 5 movement points, and this would be 1, but then the woods cost 3, and the forest costs 4. So he still can't get anywhere. And remember, he can't go here, he can't go, so they're stuck. They can't fill a gap. They're basically in danger of being surrounded, so they're not going to do it. So this is done. No one's going anywhere. And then we have fill the gap again, so we can just skip that one. And then this is actually the interesting one. If the unit attack strength is greater than 2x, they're going to attack. If it's elite, they're going to attack as long as it's equal. So very interesting here, and it's 1 to 19. So we have to start at unit 1 and go up to 19. So let's do this in order. And remember, they are protecting VP hexes and preserving lines. But unit 1, this one's 4, 9, 14, 7, and 24. This one is only going to be removing disruption markers, so we can ignore these guys. So it only goes up to 19. Take note, this one is 24, so he's not going to get to activate. He may reinforce the battle though, so this guy here is not elite. So he needs to have double strength, he does not. This guy here is not elite, same deal, he's not attacking. Okay, so as we move over, so we can ignore them. So what's the next number in line? Number 7 here has 3 strength, 5 strength, and then this is 7 strength, okay? They're elite. This is 2, or 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 strength. Oh no! 8 to 7 is not enough. 3, 7. Yeah, he needs to have at least equal strength to this. 3, 5, 8 against 3, 5, 7. So he needs to have at least equal to do an attack. If these guys were not dispersed, they would have joined in and given them the extra point they needed for the attack. Now, this one is 7, which is interesting because you have 4 points here, right? These dispersed units are 4 points, but they can't, can they help with the attack? Let's look this up real quick. They may not move, attack, advance, or build an IP. And they can't be a part of a combat tactic like a reinforce. So this is not good. So these 4 points aren't going to count towards the 7 needed to attack him. I don't think they could move there anyways because it's zone of control. So they're not going to attack. I thought for sure they would, but they were 1 point short. So that's good news for us because all that's going to happen now is he doesn't get an improvement position. He already has one. He doesn't get one. He doesn't get one. So the only thing they did in their action was remove this. I'll take that. Okay, so now it's our turn. We can't activate these guys yet, but we can go up north and activate something. So I'm going to... It's either going to be the yellow guys or the gray guys. Which one should it be? I'm going to activate the 2nd Panzer Corps. Let's get them going. So let's look at our situation. We got a unit here that can move 5 spaces. We have this unit that's out of fuel. He can't do anything, but we can get rid of his disperse marker, which was huge. That took a whole action anyways, and with him being out of fuel, this was the perfect time to do that. Now this one can move 5, so you can see here we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and get on the other side of the river there and exert some zone of control. If we can somehow bust through, we still can possibly save him. Now the harder challenge is, what are we going to do with this guy? We could try to attack over the river. This guy's got an improved position. He's strong. We're going to be cut in half, and we've already taken a damage here. We have 5 movement. It only costs 2 movement to vacate this space, though. So we can go there for 2. But then where do we go? And that's the question I'm trying to figure out. This is expensive. That costs all 3 of our movement, and that would be 5. And I think we'd be putting some pressure on these guys, but I don't know if I want to. And also by clearing this out, it's putting the Piper in a little bit of possibility of getting surrounded because they could move there. So leaving these units here is not a bad idea. I don't have any combat tactics where I can pull the Piper in. And I think that's what we were talking about doing, is I could have activated the Piper and then pulled him in. I think the reason I switched to this is because I wanted to undisperse that other stack, which was still a good move. I'm down to 10%, by the way. I think it was still a good move to undisperse that stack, because now we're going to have 2 stacks we could possibly use in the future. I could try to, move around. Is it worth an attack? I don't know. You know what? Yeah, let's attack. We're going to go over the river. It's a minimum of 2 chits, and we're only going to draw 3. So let's see what happens. We've already drawn a whole bunch of green versus elite, right? So I have a feeling we're not going to draw any more elite. So we're attacking an elite ally, so that's what I'm going to try to take advantage of that. So he is a forest, so this is going to hurt us immensely, and that's going to hurt us. And you can see here he's absorbing 2 hits, and he's on an improved position, so nothing happened. So I could not have done reinforcements, by the way, because I removed a disbursement. You can only do one or the other. You either activate the core, which means you move and get to do stuff, or you reinforce. You don't get to do both. So I moved the one guy into action, I removed a disperse, I did an attack that didn't do any harm, so off we go. Next one is them. So it is now the 18th Airborne, no deployment, 3 replacements. There's no replacements to be had. Activate all units in the core. Are they in danger of being... We have to go through the checklist on this one. They may not activate. Is anybody behind enemy lines? Nope. Anybody in danger of being surrounded? The answer is no. This guy cannot be surrounded. We're here, yes. We have units down here, yes, but these 2 spots are open, and we can't cover that. Him, however, this would cost us 3 movement points, 5 movement points. He's in danger of being surrounded, but he's on a victory point hex, so that's the exception. If he's on a victory point hex, we ignore him. I keep forgetting that. We need to probably take those 2 victory points, don't we? Out of contact. They're all in contact. Anybody dispersed? Nope. Eligible for an IP. Nope. Nope. I think this one already has one. Nope. Do they have 2-to-1 strength advantage against a German that's proximate? Well, they might here. 4, 7, 10. This is 3, 7, 10, 12. Ooh, 15. Not quite. This one could move here for 2. 3, 4. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's not enough. I mean, he could abandon this to go help, but it's not enough. There's no 2-to-1 advantage anywhere. They can't move from here to there because we're putting zone of control on him. So there are 2 exceptions, and I need to read them now. One of them says shattered core, which I don't think is going to happen, but I don't know what that means, so I want to make sure I understand it. If the core to be activated has no units or just 1 unit on the map, do not activate it at all. Or 11.82. This has to do with the British. It says the 30th core not released, 11.82, but that's somehow a restriction. I'm looking at 11.82. It says they may not move or advance into a hex east of the Meuse River until the moment a German enters a hex adjacent to the Meuse River or December 26th. I see. So the 30th Corps is not released to move, so therefore they would not activate. I see. Okay. So that means then me pushing the British units out, I don't think was that exciting of a thing to do. But, okay. Fair enough. These events to delay the Allies don't seem to be all that exciting. They're not activating, folks. So then they're doing air power. Oh no, I don't like air power. Air power is going to make me lose this card. So I'm pretty sure that's what air power does. Yep. So I'm going to lose that card. So I'm not going to be able to activate the yellow divisions at all, or even repair them. And now it's my turn. I have one card left, and I am going to activate this unit right there. And we're going to do a victory stroll. Ding, 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 right into Bastogne. So watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 victory points goes up. And then I'm going to put these 2 units in the cup. That puts me at 20 victory points. And I need to have 45 in order to win. But I am well past my avoid the loss marker. And then we get this fuel marker here and we reveal it and it's a no, okay? So a no just means that we got a dud. There's 2 no's on the map. So we got 1 out of the 2 duds. And remember, these yeses help us to cancel the fuel problems. So that one is not helping us. But we just take a spot, and you can see here that these guys are going to have some supply issues, I think, because they have to count 4 spaces and they can't go into our zone of control. So that's the issue for them. We're going to create a pickle for them. Although I think they can take a road all the way down through our line and then back up and out. This is what's crazy. I mean, these roads just go everywhere. So they can wind and weave and do whatever. So they're going to get their fuel anyways until we take this and truly cut them off. But that's the thing. Right now, this core here is our ticket to cutting them off. And that brings me to the end of the day. It is late at night, and I'm also almost out of battery, so I have to quit for many reasons. I'm having a great time. I may have screwed something up, and I apologize if I did, but I'm at a spot now where I feel like I'm 90% there, and I hope and I pray that I didn't screw something up super badly. But this is turning out to be great, and I feel like I'm spending... I know I have to stop and slow down and go through the rules, but I know where I need to check, and I know what I need to do after I read it, so I'm quite happy with this. At this point, I think I would start a new campaign. But I'm enjoying this. I want to see how this ends, and I hope if there's any of you still sticking around that you feel the same way. As always, it's a pleasure having you at the table. I know I get angry. I do my passionate things. I know I get frustrated about the rules, or I even argue with people who tell me that it should have been this way instead of that, and then I realize they were right the entire time. That's just me. And I totally enjoy it. The banter or whatever, talking smack. It's what board games are all about. And so even if it's a solitaire one. So thank you for joining. As always, totally appreciate it. I'm hoping to, at some point, start over and provide a quality tutorial for how to play this game for somebody new. And I think the biggest thing that I'm grateful for is that you guys introduced me to this. This is heavy, and I love heavy, even if I'm struggling to learn it. I still love it, and I think this is going to keep me busy for a long time. So you guys have allowed me to join the club, if you will. This is no longer DVG games, that's for certain. And as you can see, I play a lot of DVG games, so my level is, of wargaming just went up 12 notches here. So thank you, first of all, for having the faith in me. And I know some of you guys are asking me to do Fields of Fire. I don't own Fields of Fire, so let me just get that out of the way. Acquiring Fields of Fire sounds like a very expensive adventure. That's the second issue. The third issue is it's a card game, and I like maps. I don't like card games. And I know that the cards become maps, and somebody tried to explain it to me. I'm not very thrilled with the idea. That's not saying I'm not going to like the game. I'm just telling you it's not my thing. I like maps. In fact, I wish this was a mounted board. I don't like plexiglass at all. I prefer something that has a map and components, right? I don't want to just play a card game. But I've been told it's fantastic, and there's been at least 5 of you that have asked me to get it. If I see it on a bargain bin, I'll try to pick it up. I don't have the game, and I don't see an easy way to acquire it at this point. So with that said, I easily have a month of videos. Just doing one of these games takes a certain number of hours. So that could take me a week or 2 weeks just to finish. And then after this is done, guess what? We have the Allied map. So we have another whole game to learn and play. And I'm hoping this won't be as bad because I've paid my dues here, but we'll find out. Not worrying about that one yet. So anyways, thank you. As always, stay awesome.